Hello, people.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Fine.
Good, good. Okay, I'm waiting for more students. Okay.
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 Good. Well, people, I think we can start because apparently no more people are coming.
Okay.
Okay, so as you know, today we are going to start with Unit 4 and we are going to see the lesson A. Okay, the lesson A, vocabulary, speaking strategy, and grammar from lesson A.
Okay.
I will try to share this presentation, this video in the group. I will try, okay? For the other people that can connect. And there is. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Very good. So as I said, we are going to start with Unit 4. And the topic of this unit, the theme of this unit is trends. Do you know what is a trend?
Yes.
What is that?
Friend.
Something popular, a
Something
tendance.
more, the tendance. What other word we could use to express what is a trend?
Mm-hmm.
Something that is um
New.
something that is new, right? Most of the time when we say trend,
Mm.
it's like we normally are talking about fashion. As you see the picture, this is a model, and when we say trend, it's because we are talking more about fashion. But a trend
Okay.
could be another things also. For example, if I say, well, the trendy topic right now is elections. Okay, something that is popular in the moment, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Um, the goals in this unit are to interpret numbers and talk about trends. Okay, so in the grammar, we are going to see how to interpret numbers. maybe could be a little confusing, not difficult, but confusing, this grammar. But if you practice, if you do examples, if you study, okay, I make the 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 presentation is very detailed. The presentation has many details for you to understand better that grammar. Okay. And
Okay.
Okay.
the second goal is disagree with someone. You are going to see that in a speaking strategy to talk about fashion trends and your personality. That for your personal style. That is the vocabulary, and to give advice. So today we are not going to see this part, this, because this is the lesson B. So we are going to see only lesson A. Okay, let me wait for Francesca. She's joining. Okay, so let's continue then. Okay, so a trend, we have some definitions about what is a trend. As you see here, we use trend when we are talking about fashion. Trend is something that is popular right now. For example, in a fashion nowadays, what is a trend? Something that you can mention that is a fashion today.
A summer clothes. I don't.
Summer clothes, exactly. Right. So that is a trend right now. Another trend that you could mention is what color we are using more in these days. What color do you think people are using more in these days?
Colorful.
Yeah,
Eh,
colorful clothes, exactly. Right. You know that sometimes there is a tendency to use, for example, for summer, people tend to use yellow or orange.
Yes.
These days, we are using colorful clothes. So, another definition for 10 trends is a new development in clothing, uh, makeup, etc. So, as we said, we mentioned a new development in clothing, something that is um, a tendance, something that is popular, something that is new in clothing. In makeup, you know that years before, people normally had very thin eyebrows, very thin eyebrows. Nowadays, makeup is better because I mean not better. Makeup changes because eyebrows now are thicker. You know what is eyebrows?
No, teacher.
Eyebrows.
no.
I am going to draw eyebrows. Let me see something. Estas son las eyebrows in a person.
Mm,
Oh my goodness.
my bro.
Out.
Yes, teacher. Eyebrow.
Oh my god.
Las tres. Those are the.
Oh my god.
Vamos a ponerlo encima más big. I don't know how to draw here, but those are eyebrows. Years before, normally eyebrows were thin, finas, but now eyebrows are thicker, very, very thick. Yeah, right. So
Right.
exactly. And the third definition is what is popular at the moment. Yeah, what is popular is a trend. Okay, very good. Let me see. Okay, word bank. These are words from the vocabulary. The vocabulary is very related to the grammar. How was that? Okay, let me mute everybody. I'm sorry. I am going to mute everybody. Okay. Okay. So the vocabulary is very related to the grammar because in this case we are talking about words to describe amounts. As you see here, we have related words, approximately, about, around. These three words are very similar. Okay, when we say, well, imagine that I have, let me write that. I have 98 pesos. So I could say that I have approximately 100 pesos. Okay, I can say I have approximately 100 pesos. Or I could say I have about 100 pesos. So when you say approximately or when you say about, it's because you don't have that precise amount, but it's almost. Okay, I have around 100 pesos. You could say that. Okay. The other word is exact, precisely. So in this case, you know what is exact and precisely is if you say you have exactly 100 pesos, it's because that's what you have, 100. Okay. I have, let me see, another example that I could use. Can you give me an example to use precisely? Precisely is very, very exact. When you have something very exact. Okay.
Me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Did not start precisely
Uh-huh.
and for how o'clock.
Exactly. Very good. So as you see, we can use precisely in any context. Okay. Welcome, Emmanuel.
Hi, teacher. Good afternoon.
How are you? Good afternoon.
Fine.
How are you?
Fine.
Ah,
Good.
okay. Excellent. Okay, so let's continue. Nearly, almost. We could say that nearly and almost are very similar also to this. Approximately, about, around. Um, if I say I have almost 200 pesos, if I say that maybe I have 195 or 198, I have almost 200 pesos. Okay. In my class, almost all the students took the exam. If I say that, imagine that I have 29 students, right? And if I say almost all the students, by maybe 25 students took the exam, okay? Because they weren't all, but almost all of them took the exam, right? Okay, the next word that we have are over, more than. Okay? Sorry, give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry. When I say over, that means that you have more than something. For example, another example. If I say I have over 100 pesos. If I say that, that means that I have maybe 150 pesos. Okay, when I say over or more than, I have more than 100 pesos. Maybe it could be 150, 125. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the opposite is under or less. If you say I have.
Under less. Under.
I have under 100. Well, Maybe I have 90, 80, something like that. Okay. Um, and remember, over and more than is the same. Under and less than is the same. Over is the opposite of under and less than. So I could say another example. I have less than 100 pesos. Well, imagine that I have only 95 pesos. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next words in the vocabulary: increase, rise, decrease, fall, and drop. Okay, when you say increase, if I say my money is increasing, it's because it's going up. So I have more money now. If I say my money is rising,
Yes.
I have more. But if I say decrease, it's because it's falling. Okay, I have less money. Okay,
Yes.
all right. So check if you have any question. Let me know to pass to the next page.
Teacher,
Yeah.
fall.
Huh?
Fall is the sanso.
No. Fall in this case, fall is the same as decrease. If I say she falls on the street, that means that se cayó, right? Fall. It's the same word, but it's a different definition. Okay, that you're going down. You're going down. The same as decrease and drop. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
For me, no.
Okay. Okay, so let's see the next page. More adverbs and phrases for numbers and statistics. Okay. Close to and practically could be the same as almost, right? Approximately. Sorry, approximately. So these words are very similar. If I say, I have close to close to 20 students, that means that maybe I have 18 students. Okay, it's the same. It's the same as if I say I have almost 20 students. I have practically 20 students. It's the same. Okay, so those words are very similar.
Okay. Close to home. Always.
Exactly. It's the same. All of that is the same. Fewer. Fewer than. Do you know what is the meaning of few?
Yes.
What is the meaning of that? What express that word?
You in Spanish.
Less, teacher.
Exactly. Less. Do you have less? Okay. Do you have, okay, if I say,
Little.
uh-huh. As you remember, fewer is a comparative word, right? I have fewer students than teacher Jessica. So maybe she has 20 and maybe I have 10 students. Okay. So I have fewer students than teacher Jessica. Right. So in this case, fewer is to express less of something. Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Roughly. Well, roughly, how can I explain that? Roughly is like when you, do you know the word, maybe no, but barely. Do you know that word?
No.
No, teacher.
No, teacher, no.
Okay. Let me see, how can I explain that? Give me a second. Okay, so when I say roughly, roughly, um, well, imagine that what's happening in this class. We have 29 students. We have 29 students and roughly, well, we are now 8 students connect by Zoom, right? Roughly could be like a duras,
All right.
a duras penas, right? So we have 29 students and roughly 8 students connect by Zoom. A duras penas, si acaso se conectan 9. Understand?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay,
Yes, teacher.
very good. Do you have any question about this part of the vocabulary?
No.
No.
Okay, let's continue then. Okay, so in this case, we are working with useful expression. We finished with the vocabulary. So we are working with useful expression. Disagree, disagreeing with a person when you don't have the same opinion of another person. Okay, so we have 2 parts, disagreeing and disagreeing more strongly, right?
Yes.
So when you disagree is when you don't have the same opinion as the other person has, right? Imagine that you say, well, I think that the government should close the country because of the pandemic. You could say, I know what you're saying, but I don't have the same opinion. Okay. So in this case, it's like very, very, very soft. Let's say that. You know what the other person, I mean, you respect what the other person is saying, but you have a different opinion. Okay. I see what you mean, but yes, that might be true, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, so you are expressing respect for the other person's opinion, but you want to say what you are thinking too. And when you say disagreeing more strongly, maybe you want to say that, no, you're not right. This is my opinion, and I think I have the reason. Understand?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so when I say,
Teacher, so you can repeat, please.
which part do you want me to repeat?
Disagree more strongly.
Okay, so, okay. The difference between these 2 parts, when you say disagreeing, is because maybe you respect the other person's opinion. You don't want to make the other person to feel bad about you disagreeing. And when you say disagreeing more strongly, maybe you think that the other person doesn't have the reason. And for example, if you say, I'm afraid I disagree, you don't care about the other person's opinion. Okay, maybe you think that you have the reason and the other person doesn't have the reason. Understand?
For
Yes.
me, yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So when you say I totally disagree, it's because you think you are right and the other person is not. Okay. Okay, so you have any question about this part?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Speaking tip here. Speaking tip. You can soften your disagreement by first saying that you understand the other person's point. For example, when we are talking about this side disagreeing, okay, because as you know, when we are, I mean, normally, when we are disagreeing with another person and we don't want any discussion, we say, I am sorry. I know what you say or I know what you mean, but I think you are not right. Okay, so that is a polite way to disagree with another person. Understand? So it's better to use this way than this way because this is like not polite, right? Maybe you want to create a discussion or something, but it's better disagreeing this way. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's see the next. Okay, so this is the grammar. Quantity expressions with specific nouns. Quantity expressions with specific nouns. Okay, so as you see here, we have the quantity expressions. Remember, this is the same thing that you have in your books, right? All, almost, a lot, half, some, none. Here you can see in numbers what this expression means. For something, let me give you examples. If I have 20 students in a class, 20 students I have. If I say all means the 20 students, right? If I say, well, must means that I have 18 or 19, right? If I say a lot, could be 17 or 18 students. Yep. If I say half, sorry. If I say half, how much or how many students is half?
10.
No, 10.
10 students, okay. If I say then some students maybe are
Whatever. Say.
7 or 8, 6, 7, 8, something like that, right? If I say none, how many students if I say none?
Zero.
0.
0 students, okay,
Zero.
exactly.
0.
So when we are talking about quantity expressions, it's like that. Also, for example, if I want to express a number, that doesn't mean if I say some means 7 or 8, I can change that number. Okay, depends on the context. Okay.
Okay.
For example, if I say I have a lot of students, for me maybe a lot is only 10 students. Okay. It depends on what you want to express. Obviously, all is 100%, none is 0. But you can change most, a lot, half is half, la mitad. That doesn't change. But if you say some, you can say some. For me, some is 18 students from 20. Okay, it depends on how you want to express that. Right?
Okay.
Okay. Another thing is that here we have determiner. Sorry, let me see what I'm doing. I don't know. Give me a second. Let me change that because I don't know what's happening. Okay, again. Here we have a determiner. As you see here, we have the word of. When we are talking about quantity expressions, we use of. All of my students All of my students are in my class. Most of my students live near my house. None of my students fail the test. Okay, always we are going to use the word, of. Determiner. Determiner are these. For example, let me show you something else to show you the determiner. Sorry. These are determiners. Right. For example, in this case, we are using only, we are using, gosh, pronouns, right? As you see,
Yes.
we're using my, your,
Mhm.
his, her, it, our. So those are determiners. So when you use determiners, in this case, as you see here, a lot of my friends, okay, you use you you use the noun of what you are describing. All of my friends, a lot of his families, a couple of their friends. Okay, so we use the noun of what you are describing. Ay, yo no sé escribir en esta pizarra. But when you are using only, let me show you, go back again. So when I'm using a pronoun here, them, you don't mention
Mm.
the noun. Them, us, me, okay. All of us go to school. Who are us? You don't know if if I am mentioned students. You don't know if we are mentioned exactly, right? So we say all of us go to school. Half of them live at home. Most of them go to the river. But we are not mentioning friends, we are not mentioning students, family, anything of that. Understand?
Okay.
So when you use a
Okay.
pronoun, you don't say the plural, the noun. But when you use a determiner, yes, you have to say friends, students, uh, who are you talking about, right? Okay, let's see the next page. Okay, a couple. When you say, most of the time when you say a couple, it's because you are referring to two. Okay,
Okay.
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 But also, okay, normally a couple means two. Two people, two things, two animals. But depends on the context again, because I could say, well, I have a couple of students in my class. Maybe a couple for me, it's 5 or 6. Okay, a little amount, but it's not only two. It depends on the context. Let me explain you this in
Okay.
Spanish. El inglés es un poco, wow, no me recuerdo la palabra, pero es como que tú lo adecuas a lo que tú quieres expresar. Here they say that couple is two, but if you want to say, si para ti lo que te sale mejor expresar con a couple es 3, 4, 5, un pequeño monto, it's okay, that is not a problem. Okay, no hay un problema que yo digo a couple para mí son 6. Well, I have a couple of apples. Tengo 6 manzanas. That's not a problem.
Teacher,
Understand? Yeah.
is the same in
Okay.
Spanish? Un
Ah,
par.
dígame.
Is the same in Spanish? You say
Exacto.
un par.
Es un par. Sometimes when we say un par, that doesn't mean two.
Yes.
Give me a second, please. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here. Yeah, it's the same as in Spanish. When you say I have a couple of, I don't know, whatever, it's not only that you have two. Okay. Okay, let's see what else. I think we have an exercise. Okay, I am going to send you this presentation. Okay, so you can study this part very well. As you see, it's divided in colors. So the quantity words are in red. So in the example, you see the quantity words in red. The determiner, of is in black. The determiner is in yellow. And here the noun, it's in blue. And the rest of the sentence is brown. Okay, so you can study that when we finish. Okay, let's see what else. I think, yeah, we have an example. No, we have an example. Okay, we have more examples here. The first, I need somebody please to read the first example. Who?
And
Yeah, Nairobi.
me?
The first example, yeah.
Okay. Read. Okay. Some of of the cars are red.
Exactly. As you see here, we have 5 cars. We could say a couple because they are 2.
Exactly.
Or we could say some of the cards are red. Okay. I need somebody that read this, the second example, please. Valentina, yeah.
Okay. Some of couple of them cars have GPS.
Exactly. Again, they mention some or a couple because they are mentioned only 2 cars that have the GPS. Another person to read the third example.
Teacher, most
Yes.
of the car
Jennifer, and then Loreni the next. Okay, Jennifer.
most of the car are red.
Exactly. Because here we have 6 cars and most of them are red. Only 2 are blue and green, I don't know. But most of them, the majority, right, are red.